Welcome to Arts and Props with GL. I'm Gail.
I'm Luba.
And we are going to show you how to use gallery glass today and coat the inside of ornaments. And I'm just going to show you some that we've already done. They're going to dry more clear and they're going to be translucent. You will be able to see through it, so all that brighter color will disappear. And I'm just showing the process. This has been about 6 days, and we're probably going to have to wait a good 2 weeks for them to cure and completely turn transparent on the inside. You definitely want to keep the lid open, the cap off, to let them dry out entirely.
It will be working.
Yes, and then we're going to add clings to it, and the clings look like this. You just make little drawings off to the side, and I'll show that in a little bit. And you can peel them off and stick them on, and you can make polka dots. Right now, we're just gonna show how to spread these out. If you can see, we have splattered paint here. Our video shut off for some reason and we had to start over. And we're gonna create another one, and we're gonna save all the paint on the inside by shaking it out onto here so we can let this dry and use it as clings in later videos. You might be able to use some of it, if not all of it. You can see that Luba's showing how to roll these out. You don't want to shake them, it'll create air bubbles. So this is the way that you agitate them a little bit to mix the colors up properly. And it is a thicker paint, and I think we're ready to start, don't you?
Let's do it.
Awesome. So I have this lid off already. She's gonna take the lid off for hers. You're just gonna cut the top off when you get them. And we're just gonna take a little bit of paint like this, and you're going to just pour it. I'm gonna start a little bit right here, and I'm gonna drip it down the sides first. And I'm just gonna keep going around. And you don't wanna use a whole lot, but you're gonna have to use more than you would normally use. So I'm just dripping it down, kind of get it coated here so it starts to fall down. And then I'm gonna pour some in the bottom here. And I'm gonna see if I can get it over on the sides a little bit so we can start to mix it up. Now, if you see Luba shaking hers already, we said not to shake it. You don't want to shake it inside here. For this particular project, because we are going for a hand-blown glass technique, and it's okay for it to have air bubbles in it, that's part of the process. We are going to shake it out up on the inside so you can coat the entire side. The most important thing is to get everything filled in, unless you have a particular design in mind and you're looking for something a little different. But it will turn out to look like a stained glass effect on the inside. You can shake it, turn it. I got a big area right there. If you're really patient, you can kind of just let it pour there, but it's so thick that it's easier to shake it and just fill it in and shake it out on here and use it as clings.
And what happens to those little drops that...
These little drops are gonna dry exactly like this. And if you use an X-Acto knife or...
a sharp, something sharp.
Yeah, there's a little kit that I'll show you later that you can use to take it up, like a razor blade or something to pick those up. And then you can stick them directly on the outside. And the great news about whatever you stick on the outside is it's not permanent, but it will stick until you take it off. So you can place it on there, and if you decide you don't like the pattern or if you want to change it, you can pull it off and replace it. So that's the cool thing about that part when we add patterns. So our goal is to coat all these, and it's about the colors that we're using. The colors we're using are turquoise, ruby red, lime green, pumpkin orange, and this is a purple violet. There's a darker bluish purple, and that one would work just as well. And our goal is to cover it completely with ornaments, so it's all about color this time with a little bit of a darker pattern on top. But we're using the same color ink on the outside as we do on the inside, so we're kind of working with values ranging from light to dark, almost working more with opaque versus transparent in this case.
So if you get a little mess on the ball because you're, like my hands are dirty.
So if it's smeared, then you can use soap and water right away and wipe it off. Otherwise, if you got drops or something out here, you can let it, and you can still let it dry off. All you're gonna do is peel it off. So that's the cool thing about this. It's messy, but it's the easier thing to clean up than fingernail polish ornaments. Yeah. And that's why our hands are covered. We were doing a fingernail polish video right before this. And once you get this covered, you want to get the neck covered too. I have a little spot right here. The most important part is that everything is covered on the inside. If you need to, you can drip a little bit more paint down the side and try to angle for that area. And then you're just going to splatter it out like this and save it the clings. But make sure you have your plexiglass or a piece of glass down to do this. This plexiglass was bought at the Hobby Lobby for $1, so it's not expensive. And I bought it over by the gallery glass. It was in the same section. You want to try to keep it consistent, make sure all those holes are covered up. I got a little drop there. Again, I can pull it off later, and I can place it on here and save it for another project if I want.
And see, I have a splatter all over my little ball, and you just peel it off.
Yeah, or you can wash it off
Or
later.
wash it off, yeah.
So I did that with these ornaments too, so I've already experimented with that, and it's a pretty easy fix. Now, once we've splattered these, you want to try to get as much paint out as you can. This project's going to take at least 3 months before Christmas. If you want to do it, I would recommend starting at least 6 months in advance, because this is time consuming. However, the results are beautiful, and that's what we're after. We're going for that hand glass blowing look. Now, I'm not sure, I think we're going to combine this with some other techniques as well. And once you're done, we're just gonna place it in here and let it dry. I would kind of take care with the ornaments and watch them for the first 3 hours so you can turn things around a little bit. And I would wait at least 2 days if you want to take them out and set them in a different way. Just make sure that the neck isn't touching the bottom, because your ornament will stick there. We'll just let this dry, and we'll be able to peel these off and use them as clings, and I'll show you this shortly. I hope you enjoy. All right, so here's our ornaments. We have our blue and our red ornaments that Luba and I were working on, and these were the 3 that I had before. It's been about 8 days for these 3, and for these 4, it's been 2 days since we last did our video, and you can see it starting to turn red. And I took some of the little splatters and chose the small ones. So go ahead and make circles here. I do need to clean this up a little bit, but you can see that you can scratch it off, or you can use a little soap and water. I used soap and water before I added these. So I used the small splatters for this one, and they're clings, which means that you can take them off one surface and they'll cling to another glass surface. And I can see that I need to clean this up right here too a little bit. And I used the larger ones on this one, and that way you can save some of your paint. And I did experiment. I was able, with a 2-ounce bottle of green paint, I was able to make 6 of these. And I would say a rough estimate would be that you can make 4 to 6 ornaments with this. And you can also use a blow dryer to blow dry inside a little bit to kind of help the process. I did that today just so you can see the difference. And so this is like day 8, and you can see that this might take 2 weeks to really dry, and to thoroughly dry a good month. Even though it looks inconsistent in places, that's still gonna dry clear. It just might be a little darker in places. You can kind of see it right there. Oh, I just want to show you one more thing. You can use plastic, or you can use plastic sheet protectors, so that way you can save your splatters. And I'll show you how easy it is to pull off of here. It's easier to pull off this plastic than it was the glass, so that's why I was using an X-Acto knife. With this, kids could even pick it up, and you can just pick up a little circle like this, unless I'm gonna add it to the blue one. So you can just place them on like that. And of course, I'd want to clean that up a little bit. You can take it off and you can change them anytime. Just to show you how versatile these clings are and why I'm so excited about this project is we had made mercury glass ornaments for the holidays, for Christmas. And now I want to use them for my celebrity tree and for Halloween. And I wanted to make them a little bit more scary and more gothic looking. And you can actually add red clings to your mercury ornaments or to other ornaments to create kind of a blood splatter. And our celebrity tree is a shock rocker from the 1970s, and he's in another band called the Hollywood Vampires. with Johnny Depp and Joe Perry from Aerosmith. You can just tear these off and start to add your splatters. And you can make it versatile for Halloween and for Christmas. And you can see that my paint was a little thicker right here. I just wanted to show you when it dries and you see some thicker areas and it looks like it's lighter. It's still going to dry clear. Yes, it's going to be a little bit thicker there, but it's going to blend in still quite nicely. Here are photos of our final product after 2 weeks. Thanks for watching. If you like our video, please subscribe. We'd love to make more.